FLIGHTboss, bitch. And you know, I've been watching a few of my videos and shit, so if it look like I'm looking like this way, or this way, it's because it's like two kind of camera I got. It's like I'm looking at myself, then I'm looking at the camera, and then when you look at the camera, you kind of don't be looking at yourself because the camera is divert. Look, I ain't gonna get into details like that because that ain't the really message of what I'm trying to get across right now. You know what I'm saying? The real message I'm trying to get across right now, this is the metaphysics behind the 9/11 mixtape. You know what I'm saying? The metaphysics behind all the 9/11 mixtapes, actually, but this one specifically, this video is specifically pertaining to 9/11 Part 3. Now, I just dropped that today, and you know, the metaphysics behind that is, I don't want nobody from New York, because look, I'm reaching a point in time in my life where I am finna start getting a lot of sunlight shed on what I do. The past years, I haven't. But this year right now I am. So you know, I'm just getting everything out the way right now so I can really go on and do what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is just I'm going through my last few lessons, my last few Saturn lessons. My Saturn gonna return, and I'm gonna be able to prosper, but these are the last few keys and lessons that I have to learn, and last few keys to the last couple of doors I gotta unlock for me to get to where the fuck I'm gonna get to. You know what I'm saying? So in the process, I've been dropping music from the Moonwater mixtape, well, the Moonwater's album, and 9/11 mixtape. And you know, niggas be dropping mixtapes like albums and shit. So I need people to know like the difference between a mixtape, and this is the reason why I called it the 9/11 mixtape, is because I'm crashing into everybody's building. And metaphysically, I really am crashing into everybody's building. Like, I might take someone's beat, like I might take Meek Mill's beat, Drake beat, Lil Wayne's beat, and crash into it. By me being a Dolo the Pilot Man, I'm gonna completely destroy that beat. So in many ways, I'm crashing into that building. That whoever, how that song was built and made and produced and distributed and in the studio and all that, that's basically metaphysically a building, a foundation to that song, the foundation of that song. And when I actually go into it and crash into it with the FLIGHTboss plane, you know what I'm saying, or jet, whatever you want to call it, aircraft, you know what I'm saying, spaceship. And this mixtape is gearing me up. First of all, I don't want nobody, because the 9/11 mixtape right now, the exposure I'm finna be getting, because you know what I'm saying, I just got signed and everything. The exposure that this is gonna get is I don't want anybody from New York to get offended, because if you know anything about me, you know that I don't even live in 3D. So whatever happened on 9/11, I just took the metaphysics behind it and created a void and put my own energy into them 9/11 references. So when people, in a lot of ways, I'm helping the cause, because when you say 9/11 after this, a lot of people are not going to go back to what happened, the actual 9/11. They're going to start thinking about my shit. So I'm taking the energy out of that field and the vortexes out of that void that was put into that void, and putting it into my sphere of reality so people can reciprocate it from a better perspective. So when people think of 9/11, they're no longer thinking about people being killed and planes flying into buildings and stuff like that. They're taking that and taking their imaginative skills and putting it into the right energy, as into music, and what I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, by me being Dolo the Pilot Man, I got a lot of ways to work around anything. Like, I can take anything and flip it to some flight music shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. That's what I'm here to do musically. I'm here to take everybody out of the vortexes of this 3D realm and in this world and put it into mine. And pretty soon people are going to forget what happened on that, because actually that never happened. Like, in my sphere of reality, that didn't exist. But to the point that you got a collective consciousness of people aware of this event, and they all agree that these was real people and a real thing that happened, that happened in America and all this type of shit. I'm just gonna I'm gonna suck the energy out of that vortex of how people felt from 9/11 and put it into a probable cause so we can have a better future. For nothing else might not happen like this. Like something else might not happen like that if I create the vortex of in my sphere of reality, right? You know what I'm saying, behind it. And this mixtape ain't doing nothing but gearing me up to the Moonwater album. Like, this is an album. Like, the difference between a mixtape, like I said, I'm crashing into everybody else's beats and everybody else's built-it foundation. I'm crashing that down, which is the real 9/11. And this Moonwater album is what's going to wash the world of the world. Like I said, you remember me saying the world is a made-up term for a collective consciousness that agree upon of something. I'm gonna take, okay, I'm gonna do a video for Moon. That's another video. Right now we talking about 9/11 and the metaphysics behind the 9/11 mixtape. So I got a lot of joints on there and shit. I think it's 24 joints on there, 24 songs. Got a few people on the mixtape. Well, no, I think I got just one person on the mixtape. Shouts out to Ron P. You know what I'm saying? He's on the mixtape. He actually blessed me with a song. And I like, he's on the Moonwater album too, but I had a lot of people to work on this album with, but the 9/11 mixtape, like, you know, I do 100 songs and 100 songs with other people and like narrow it down and put homes for these songs, like put places. Like, there's a lot of records I did with a lot of other people that it just ain't, it didn't go with the vibe of the 9/11 mixtape. But actually the song Ron P sent me was actually perfect for it. So shout out to Ron P, another up and coming nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of I could sit here and shout out all day, but he's the only one on this mixtape right here, because the song he sent me, we did it on the he did the song on the Too Short beat that the dude who produced the Trinidad James All Gold Everything beat kind of complimented from. You know what I'm saying? He kind of took the style and the drum kicks and the kind of melody from the old Too Short song and put it in that. So it's so we went original with it, and then at the same time it's Too Short's beat. So we done crashed into that building and completely destroyed that song. It's number 7. You know what I'm saying? 7 is a powerful number. So a lot of people might gravitate towards that song. But the metaphysics behind the 9/11 mixtape, you know, this is like running into, this is like a chaos program contract. Because, you know, when you crash in and something explodes, it explodes due to chaos. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, they try to say like the Big Bang, which never existed, but people who in 3D and left brain scientists, they like to indulge into the 3D program of the Big Bang happening, which the whole universe is way past 3D, and you got a lot of scientists who can't get past the mind frame of the left brain and being in 3D. So they try to explain the right side of your brain and the left side way, and you can't do it. You have to mix the two. So they come up with stupid shit like the Big Bang Theory and shit like that. But if we want to go off that, like when the Big Bang happened, it was something that went into chaos. You know what I'm saying? And then what we're still trying to discover from the left side of our brain is how the chaos conduct order. Like, how did the chaos turn into order and structure? And that's when you have to start using your right brain. And we do that in life every day. We create chaos and bring it into structure every day. You know what I'm saying? We create chaos. Chaos happens, and we create order out of it. So when you see something regularly explodes or something like that, like a fire or anything, like fire, water, you know what I'm saying? These elements are chaos elements. And the earth and the air is what brings these elements to structure. That's why earth and air is the thinkers, because they could think about the structure and the order of it to put it into a platform. And the fire and the water is the elements that represents the feelers, which off instincts we might explode on somebody. We if you're a fire sign or water sign, from intent of your element, your mastery over the chaos. You know what I'm saying? So you might explode on somebody and stuff like that, and act real radical, and people say, man, you're just acting without thinking. You're not thinking, man. You're in your feelings and stuff like that. And a lot of people who get them terms opposed onto them, like if they're in a conversation or something might have happened, and then you got a person telling you you're in your feelings, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you're a water or fire sign. But if you're an earth or air sign, 9 times out of 10 throughout your life, you be trying to make everything work. So you got mastery over the order and structure. So, you know, bringing that intelligence down into music forms, you know what I'm saying, is going to be what it is. That's why when you hear my music, I actually have a life. Like, a lot of people who talk like I talk, like how I'm talking now, and be trying to teach people shit, like a lot of times these be people in their 40s, you know what I'm saying, or late 30s or something like that, and they took about 20 years and shit like that to learn certain shit, and this is their life. So it's like a lot of times this kind of shit doesn't get the exposure the way it's supposed to, because it's not connected with a lot of people or a lot of younger crowds or a lot of things like that. Like me, I connect to I am the younger crowd. So a person at my age will probably look at what I'm talking about right now at my age like, what the fuck is he on? He don't have a life or something like that. But I think people are well aware what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got all these motherfucking music videos and all these fucking songs and shit like that. I go through real trial and tribulations. So I'm able to take information and blend it in with everyday life, so that it's real. It's not when you listen to me, it's not something like, oh, this cat was taught that and he's trying to teach us something to be taught. No, it's not that. You get that impression off me. When I'm speaking like this, you get the impression off me like that's just him. And I've been through some shit to tell you what's true or false. I take everything with a grain of salt. So I don't completely agree with anything. But if it's something that makes sense, that I can make sense of what's going on in my life on a daily basis, then I can be able to tell the story and tell the metaphysics behind it the right way, and in a way that's acceptable to all age groups and crowds. Because I grew up, I'm the youngest out of it's 3 of us as brothers. I'm the youngest, and then my mother had me 10, 12 years down the line from these guys. So it's like my mother had 2 jobs. My dad was in and out of jail, and he was smoking work, you know what I'm saying? So I got a real dysfunctional life. Like, I raised myself. Like, I grew up with a house to myself at all times of the day. So just build on that for a while, you know what I'm saying? Like, what raised me was the universe raised me. I always looked at TV and everything in my surrounding with a certain outlook of an outside looking in, because I never felt like I was in. I never felt like I was in the in crowd or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I always was out the box. But since I always had a certain look and I always had a certain personality, it allowed me to be in the in crowd. So I never had a problem with being a leader, or I never had a problem with popularity. I never had a problem with bitches. I never had a problem with nothing, because I look like them, but I know I'm not them. It's like weird. You know how you got people who grow up and they fit in. You know what I'm saying? They grew up fitting in. So these are people who follow trends and stuff like that. I'm a rare case. I grew up because of how I look and my personality and the way my life was going through changes and shit. I was a leader, and I automatically fit in. Like, I automatically, and then if I didn't fit in, I will make my own group of people, and we fit in. Like I never had a problem with insecurities, nothing like that. But reason why I said that is because I'm a rare case, because I always felt inside of me that, why do I fit in? Because I used to have a lot of weird thoughts. Like, come on, you talking to a person who made a song called Raping Little Kids. But you also talking to so a person could call me a weirdo, but you're also talking to a person I was always in the in crowd to call someone else a weirdo. So whenever I do some weird shit, I made it cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't tell me shit. Like, I was the type of person that I had my way with the most popular niggas, and I had my way with the most lamest niggas. Like, I'm in a world of myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? And there's a gift and a curse to that, because I constantly have to put people on to new shit. Because since me being in the in crowd, I constantly have to put these people on the in shit, which is just my own self trying to put myself on the new shit. So it might could look weird, but I found myself in some kind of pattern with making weird shit cool, because I'm already cool. Like, you're not cool if you don't like me. Like, it always was like that. And then it's like me putting all that into music terms, all my personality into music for this long. It's like, now 2014, we're on the even battlefield now. People are fighting on my field now. So I'm allowed, well, I always did this, but as far as everything in one, I'm here to explain to people why certain things is the way it is in my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to a minute ago, like, from the 9/11 one mixtape and all this shit. Like, I got a lot of crazy songs. I got HIV and this, that, and the third, like that. And I'm like, niggas who usually come out with stupid shit like that, you could say that they've been smacked up and this, that, and the third growing up, and growing up weird and hanging with weird people and doing weird shit in school. Like, that was not me. Like, I was the type of person, I can come out with a song called I Got HIV or something like that, and go into the crowd of hardest niggas or into the crowd of most popping niggas and state my case. And niggas will fuck with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very powerful on this earth. Very powerful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, very powerful. Like, there's nothing weak about me. Like, so with the 9/11 mixtape, I want to bring that same energy across. Like, I want people to know this is not, I wasn't thinking about New York. I wasn't thinking about the accidents that happened in New York. I wasn't thinking about, I gave y'all a little background on me to let y'all know a little bit of understand that why the flight boss is the flight boss. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm laid back right now because the universe got me. Oh, pull up a little bit more. Hold on, why you park right there? Why you park right there?
What?
You about to leave again?
What?
You about to leave again?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You know, it's like I gave y'all a little background. I could really get into details of a lot of silly situations in my life, and a lot of crazy stuff that happened in my life, a lot of things that went good and bad in my life. I had a real transformational life, like a real transformational life, like throughout my whole life was nothing but transitions. You know what I'm saying? But I'm this a little background. You know what I'm saying, to get people to try to understand a little fully. Like this 9/11 mixtape. Take it however you want to take it, and that's the beauty behind it. So I don't want, you know what I'm saying, anybody getting offended or anything like that, because this is gonna do what it do. Like I said, I just got signed, everything. People are you finna see me more. You finna see me more than just on places like YouTube. You finna see me from city, state to state, schools to schools, teaching, promoting, distributing, merchandise. You finna see FLIGHTBOSS really take off. So it was a couple things I felt I need to do within me, just with this in this video. You can feel like this is a pointless video, but if pointless was the message in it, then y'all niggas need to start getting points across. You know what I'm saying? Because there's really no such thing as a point. So while they try to define 1D, 2D, then 3-dimensional, like is really undefinable. So I would like this mixtape to be undefinable. Don't define it. Just listen to it, take it how you take it. Next time you listen to it, it might be a whole different way you take it. The next time you listen to it again, it's a whole nother way you take it. And all this is building a foundation out of chaos for this Moonwater mixtape, for the metaphysics behind the moon. You know what I'm saying? You should already know that, and it's going to take controls over the tides, which the moon control the tides and the oceans on the earth, and the metaphysics behind the water is your emotions and your feelings. So this is just creating a little chaos, so I can put into structure of these emotions and feelings with this Moonwater album. And this Moonwater album is going to put everything in perspective of what the FLIGHTBOSS is here for and what the FLIGHTBOSS is here to do. 9/11 Part 3 mixtape.